All right, I did test the reverse works, forward works, stop. The stop button does work. I don't want to mess with it. So everything works. We just need to get the water pump going and we are good to go. One thing I wanted to find out on this motor before I changed the impeller, I went out, grabbed my battery out of my boat, and I wanted to test the electric start. I didn't know which was which because they're both black wires, but I was able to put this on. At first it went backwards, so it didn't work. Switched them. I know now this is the positive, so I just labeled it with a piece of tape. I don't know how long that tape will stay on, but at least I know it's positive. And here's the starter button, kind of hidden on the side right there. And this is the starter. So I push this. Golden. Perfect. So I didn't even have to do anything. It just the electric start works, which is pretty sweet. This came today. It should be the right impeller. We're going to find out. I do like this Sierra brand. Just slightly cheaper than the OEM, but easier to get on Amazon, so shipping is easier. So we got 3 each side. I would have used a hand socket, but my regular socket, this part is a little bit too wide, and I couldn't get an angle to get close enough to the shaft, unfortunately. It should be loose. There we go. I'm gonna put it, bet it. I gotta find the linkage. There it is. Looks like it's just a little screw right there. All right, it's out. So the linkage should be free. There we go. So that is our housing. We're going to take this over to the other bench and we will take that off and swap our impeller. Looking at the other one, it looks like it had some sort of like a white paste, so I'm guessing that's anti-seize that made it in there extra tight. And that one was similar. All right, here is the woodruff key. Don't want to lose that. And not shredded. All right, here it is. I'm not sure. I mean, it almost looks like it really should have been working, but it's completely seized up. Doesn't even look that old. Yeah, it's lost a lot of its flexibility. I'm just going to go ahead, since this is all really crusty, I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the parts washer for a little bit. So I took the plate off of this, and there's just stuff caked in here. I'm not even sure what this is. It looks like plastic. Rubber. It's falling apart. No, I'm going to get this cleaned up. I'm going to probably take the brass brush and clean this up a little bit. Just make sure I get a good seal. Slow. Just try to clean up a little bit. So I expected, I'm not sure how this was even being held in. So I expected there would be a notch, a little hole, somewhere on the crankshaft here, which there is not. There's no hole for this woodruff key to be held on. So even though, you know, this can go on here, I don't think that, maybe that will slide in there, but seems, I mean, that seems odd, because that's super loose. I've never seen a woodruff key be like that. So it basically makes it so there's some give here. I mean, I guess it's locking. It's working. That's odd. All right, well, let's see if we can get this back on. So we get it close, and then turn it in, spinning it clockwise. All right, and there we got it. There, should be good now. Ready to reassemble this. So I did clean off the top of the crankshaft here, the drive shaft. Something you're supposed to put on there is some moly lube. About like that. All right, we'll see if we can get this back on here. I'm going to try and line up got it close. I might need to get another light in here. We're very close, but I can't tell. Ah. All right, I think we got it on there. We have to line up this. Make sure that's pushed all the way down. Wiggle it in. All right. We got it in there. There we go. Should be tight now. And just want to make there we go. Shifting it seems to have gotten it to pull into gear or suction that up. All right, moment of truth to see if this fixed the water pump. I'm gonna put the choke on. Let's see, give it a little bit of gas. That should be, I'm going to put a little more water in here. I don't know if that's it. I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it. A little bit. All right, that's what we like to see. We got water flow, and everything looks good. It's running well. Everything works. Awesome. All right, well, let's get this. I should check that. So bogged in reverse. That's odd. So I put it into reverse, it's bogged down. I'm not sure if it just needs to get some running. of gas. Me. Well, it can definitely spit a bunch of water. Sure. I'm just curious. Curious if now that this has ran for a little bit, if there's better compression in the top. So I'm gonna. I'm just curious. 95, slightly better. So. Ooh, not good getting it in the water. Yeah, right around 95. If you remember, when we did that last time, it was only about 90. And now I'm curious if the bottom is still at 100 or if it went up a little bit too. Like, is this going to be 105? Net seating. There we go. Okay. Let's see if this one is any different. Exactly the same as the other one, 95. So it actually dropped a little bit. Huh. Well, good to know. I'm glad to see that the compression is the same on both cylinders now. That's a good sign. All right, I got a new OEM thermostat. This is the little rubber gasket that goes on the outside of the thermostat. This is the gasket for the housing, which goes right there. We're gonna replace, I'm thinking there's might be some gunk in here. So when I'm running it, it is moving water, especially out of here, not so much out of here. So I think that there's a clog or a bad thermostat. So we're gonna take the cover off here, clean it out, replace the thermostat, new gasket, and hopefully that gets us so that the water's flowing full throttle, full speed. So we'll start by just taking everything apart. might need to use actual wrenches to get those. Kind of hard to get in there. Let's see. It's still going to be a bit of a challenge to get the one on the bottom. And I ordered the wrong gasket apparently. I ordered the gasket here. I need to order this gasket. Hopefully we can get it off without damaging that. So I thought that this was going to be easy. I was wrong. I can't get that last screw out right there. So I guess there might be a way to get that out, I'm told. I don't see how. I'm told maybe if I can get this latch off, maybe it would come off. I definitely can't go this way. So it's just barely not able to come out. And even if I got it out, I'd never get it back in. Doing research, I've learned that the way people deal with this is they pull the whole power head, which is a pain in the butt to replace just a thermostat. But I guess it is what it is. And I ordered the wrong gasket, so I just put in an order. I got this gasket. Given that I have to pull the whole power head, I'm gonna go. I also ordered the gasket that goes under, that connects the power head to the exhaust or to the housing. And then I also ordered the grommet that goes and connects the little water hose to the power head. So hopefully with all that, it will be, well, I guess since I'm going to the effort of pulling the power head, I'm going to replace a few other seals. So, hopefully it makes everything much nicer. It'll also give me an opportunity, if I have the whole power head off, I can clean out the inside of the housing. I was trying to clean it as best I could before, but if I pull this power head off, I should be able to scrub that housing clean. And I could probably clean some other parts too, I did remove this little cover here. You can see from what I cleaned, the yellow nastiness compared to the whitish anyways. We're going to get that all much cleaner. It'll be a nicer motor when it's done. So we'll go ahead and do the effort. While I'm waiting for the gaskets that I need to come in, I'm going to go ahead and put the new terminals. I ordered these just off of this little kit off of Amazon. But yeah, I just want to put some ring terminals on. And it looks like, I think the old owner put like extension cables of some sort on here. I'm not exactly sure how those are attached. I'm just going to go ahead and put ring terminals on the ends. And we stripped these last time. I just need to pick some. And I want to use the heat shrink, the right color of heat shrink on the terminal end, just so people know what's positive and what's negative. When I put it on the motor, I did flag which one is positive and which one was negative when I knew which one was which. So we're good to go there. I just need to go ahead and put these on. First, I just want to figure out which size is the correct size. I don't think it needs a huge one. I want to make sure that it goes on the battery too. Hopefully, we've got some here that are smaller, which also have the larger ring size. So you can see, find that here. There's like different hole sizes. This is a smaller hole. We need the larger version, but we want it to also fit the right wire size. And these wires are not terribly huge. That one seems to work quite well. So I'm going to find 2 of these. All right. So we're going to go with these. There we go. So the heat shrink, there's 2 different sort of sizes of heat shrink here. So we want the smaller. I'm sure the smaller is exactly what we want. So our positive heat shrink slides on. Cobalt electrical pliers, and there's this crimping bit. I'm hoping that is going to work to put these on. So I'm just going to slide that on. Yeah, seemed to go on quite tight. The crimper worked well. All right, we have these crimped on. And we're gonna heat shrink them, like 25 bucks or something, or 20 bucks at Harbor Freight for the 2. This one's a 2 setting. I'm going to start out with the low power setting. See if that is enough. I mean, it seems to be doing the trick, but if it doesn't, you don't want it to burn. So now I have red on there, and that should stay on quite well, I think. Nicely heat shrinked and ready to rock and roll.